So I just realized that I'm wearing a
Gray on gray. So you kind of
gray
blend in. You're kind of
sweater.
like a chameleon.
Yeah, I do blend in. But hello guys.
Hi.
Welcome to
What's going on?
another episode of A Glimpse of Clarity.
Yas.
And we decided to do another episode about relationship advice and questions that you guys had because you really liked the first one that we did. So we figured we might as well just do another one.
Yeah, Madeline put on her Instagram kind of saying, hey, click on this Google link and it'll take you to a Google form, which you can Google type in your Google relationships advice questions. Basically, she just said, click on this link and
okay, it was a
me.
Google form link and you guys can
There's a Google link that you could Google.
Oh my gosh, babe, that you could submit what you wanted to say about relationship stuff.
You had
anonymously.
That's the beauty of it. So last night we kind of took some notes. I got my notes right here. I don't know about you, but I have to have like physical notes.
In school, I definitely had to have physical notes, but for this, I just typed it. That was easier.
I really do believe, like 110%, I really do think I have ADHD. That has just been undiagnosed for 22 years. And I know I say it every single time. I know I do.
You probably do. Some type of form of it.
Because I relate to so many TikToks to talk about ADHD.
Oh yeah, so TikTok diagnosed you?
Yes, it did.
Why don't you go to the doctor? It
opened up my mind.
But I also don't think it's hindering your life.
I don't have health insurance.
Oh my gosh, babe. I don't think it's like hindering your life, and it's not like...
No, it's just annoying like whenever I have to try to like read something. I want to be able to read so bad, but
it's just
that's not worth it. Like if it was hindering my everyday life, then I would go take medicine. I do kind of like to complain about it though.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah. Okay. So
I like to complain too though, so I can't really talk.
How many relationship advice stuff are we doing today?
We have about 10. Some are longer than others. We had you guys write like kind of your story. So because last time a lot of the questions we didn't have enough information to really answer it. So we were kind of just like guessing about your situation. So this time we liked that you guys gave us some background.
Yeah. Next time we do it, I think we're going to kind of ask what your age is and kind of so we know about your situation a little bit better. Because obviously there's different relationship advice that we can give to a 24-year-old rather than like a 15, 16-year-old.
Exactly, yeah. So there was like a couple, we didn't choose those because obviously we can't answer all of them. I think we had like over 80 submissions or something.
Which was actually a lot more than I thought. Like last night she just opened it up.
And we only put it on Instagram. I should have probably put it on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll do that next time. So make sure to keep our notifications on because we'll post on our community saying... click here.
I didn't do that for some reason. I just put it on Instagram and hoped that some
people
would
We've just been so busy, so it's kind of like I can see how it slipped your mind to not put it on.
All of this busyness that we're talking about will make sense very soon.
Yeah.
It's just
we're gonna come out with a video about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just stuff we can't really say right now.
Yeah.
So, but y'all will all be like, oh,
that makes total sense.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get into this. And so for the first one, I think we've already answered this in the last one, but we feel like it's super important that we wanted to include it.
We wanted to make this our first one just to kind of, because this is literally how, hold on, I need to read my notes. Yeah, this is, I think how how every argument should end. And so, we've said it before. We're going to say it again. So it kind of sticks in your brain.
Yes. So the question is...
I'm so sorry. We also have to do a little disclaimer, right? Saying like, we should probably say we're obviously not therapists or anything or should... Counselors.
We are just a young married couple who somewhat...
I think we have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah, somewhat. So. I mean, we are young. We obviously have not experienced life that a lot of you guys probably have. But we're very happy and secure in our relationship and we feel like we're doing something.
We have a lot of trust.
Yeah.
And a lot of good communication skills. We obviously don't have the perfect relationship.
No.
But it's a pretty good one.
I think that's what makes it a good relationship is that we understand that it's not perfect.
And it'll never be.
Yeah, and that we are constantly working at it.
Yeah.
And figuring out new ways to improve our relationship. And so we definitely do not think that you need to take everything that we say as like true.
A definitive answer, yeah.
Yeah, because everyone's circumstances are different. Everybody's way of coping with things is different. So
we're just here to be like the middle ground, kind of saying both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, because a lot of these questions we kind of like, well, is it because of this or is it because of that? And like we try to look at the other person's side of it as well, rather than just like
it's hard to do that by yourself, like alone. So it's good to kind of get like an outsider's opinion on it. So
yeah, so that was our little disclaimer. Also, we forgot to say we have a P.O. box.
Yes.
Now.
If you guys want to send us stuff in our P.O. box.
Yes, so we have a P.O. box. It will be linked in the description, and I believe our merch is still up.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to check out the merch, it's just a cute little design. Yeah. That'll also be linked.
And by me saying, I want to clarify, by me saying, send us stuff in our P.O. box, I don't mean like gifts. You don't have to buy us gifts or anything. I'm just saying like letters or whatever, if you guys want to do whatever. Just I don't know. We kind of like to keep letters. We have a huge box from our old P.O. box that we would just put all of our mail in. So, pretty cool. Anyways.
Okay, so let's get started now.
Okay.
So the first question is, how do you guys make up with each other after arguing?
Oh, so I wrote down, and we actually do this every single time. We take at least 1 hour. Sometimes it's like 3 or 4 hours to ourselves. We take at least 1 hour to ourselves to think about why Madeline or why I am acting the way that I am. Kind of just saying like, well, like, why is she mad at me? Or it kind of just depends on the situation. But at the
reflect on the whole situation.
Yeah. But at the end of it, after you guys come together, not one person needs to apologize, both. Because whenever you get into an argument, you're saying things that you don't really mean, and they're just blaring off in your brain, saying like, oh, what can I say? First thing that comes to my mind, and you don't necessarily want to do that.
And that's why we try to take an hour or two to ourselves, because we understand that we're going to say stuff that we actually don't mean. It has no reason to be in the argument at all. And we don't want to possibly say stuff that we don't want to say. So we try to figure it out on our own. Why might he be feeling this way? Or is there an underlying reason why I am actually mad at him? It's not because of this situation. It actually is because of something from 2 weeks ago that I just let it build up, and now it just came out. And then we come together and talk on a civil level once we both have already cooled down, because when you're in that fight, it's not good.
It's not going to be healthy.
No.
Then it's not going to be a healthy conversation at all. So what else I wrote down? I said, it should never be, I was right, you were wrong. Apologize for something, even if it was something minor. In an argument, it can get heated fast, and you'll probably say something you don't mean. And I do believe that. I think that, like exactly what you just said, like you're going to say something that is not going to bode well for either of you. So take at least a couple hours or a couple minutes, however much, probably not a couple minutes, at least 30 minutes to an hour.
To figure out what you're actually mad at. Because if it was a little argument that started from something small, you can figure out what it actually is.
Yeah.
Rather than thinking you know what it is in the moment when you're yelling at each other whenever
just take time to be cool, calm, and collect, and don't go back in there expecting to fight. I think also another thing is you should tell your partner about this trick. Just saying, look, let's just take an hour to ourselves and let's just think about it, and then come back. And by the end of the day, you guys are still going to love each other no matter what.
I think you said in the last one that like you shouldn't take this time to be thinking about, oh, I should have said this. Oh, I'm going to say this. Oh, I'm going to do this. It should not be like that. It should be, why are we mad?
Yeah.
Not, oh, I'm going to say this to get under her skin, or I'm going to do this to say this to make him mad. It shouldn't be like that. It should be trying to figure out how to come back together.
Yeah.
And solve whatever was going on.
I agree.
Okay, so That was the first one. So the second one is, what's your opinion on dealing with a toxic mother-in-law? She's hated me from the start because she thinks I stole her son.
I didn't really write any notes about this because neither of us have a toxic mother-in-law, thankfully. But we do
Yeah.
know people do. And
And it's very common.
yeah. So, and first of all, you're not alone in this. There are
Mm.
plenty of other people that I know that's not going to help at all for me saying that, but you're not alone. But it's kind of tricky because, well, it's not tricky at all. I mean,
I
the,
mean, it is. It's hard because there's not a right answer. But I would just keep reminding yourself that it's kind of a her problem.
yeah, it's not your fault at all.
Yeah,
It's
you did
her.
not steal her son. If anything, you're a new asset to the family. And I wish that like mother-in-laws were able to see that. So I would just continue being your awesome self. And hope that one day she will come around and realize that you actually are good for the family and good for her son.
Yeah.
But right now, it just might be hard for her because that's all she's ever known was that her kid is her kid or her son, because there is a mom and son bond that I guess that's why people like having sons, like when they're a mom, because daddy's girl or mommy's boy, mama's boy. I guess there's like a certain bond that happens. And so I'm sure now she's like, oh, she's taking all of it because
she wants to be that woman in his life.
Yeah,
So.
which is kind of weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would not call her out on it. I think it should be the son who you don't think you should be the one.
Yeah, the last thing that you want to do is cause even more tension between you and your mother-in-law. I mean, it's probably going to have to come from your husband.
Yeah, I would give it time. It kind of sounds like you're newer into the relationship. So I would definitely give it time. But if it gets really, really bad to like where you don't even want to go over there anymore or whatever, I would definitely have your husband talk to her.
And I'm assuming your husband already knows that you guys kind of have some bad blood. But I don't have any experience in this.
Yeah, I don't either, honestly. But I just think that like she would listen to her son more than the girl that she thinks stole him from her. Like if the son is saying like, Mom, I love this woman. I love her so much. She makes me so happy. You make me happy too. But like this is my life and she's my partner and we want to all be comfortable together.
He chose you. Like he chose you.
Yeah.
To be in his life. And the mom just needs to know that he's an adult.
Yeah, and he can say stuff like she loves you and wants a great relationship with you. But there's just like, how can we fix this?
And no matter what, your husband will still be his mom's son.
Yeah.
Like forever. Like that's already a done deal. Like he's not going anywhere unless something bad happens.
And what makes me sad, because I see this happen a lot, that like they do stop and like they end up going to their parents' house because of the awkward tension between the daughter-in-law and whatever. And so that could be another thing that your husband mentions, like, hey, like I want to be able to have a good relationship with you still, but if you continue doing this, it's not going to be good for any of us.
It sounds like his mom has hurt somewhere in her heart. Like it's sad because you're seeing your baby boy grow up and get married and potentially starting a brand new family, and she doesn't. I don't know, because she can't be there anymore, all 24/7.
Yeah,
like,
and he's a grown man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It sounds like she needs to talk with somebody, probably your son.
Yeah,
and
I would just have understanding. I mean, I'm sure one day you'll probably have a son or daughter and you'll kind of be like, oh, I kind of understand.
Kind of
like,
relate.
I'm sad. Like, I don't want him to leave or I don't want her to leave.
Yeah.
That's just a sad part of life. And I would just try to be understanding and understand that. But I definitely don't think you need to say anything unless it's like backhanded, like just rude things that she's saying to you, or I don't know. I would just let it be right now and hopefully that like one day she comes around. But like I said, if it gets like really bad, I think the husband needs to say something.
Yeah.
In a nice way and in a way that is not going to further damage the relationship.
Yeah.
And hopefully eventually she'll be like, okay, like, yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
She's great for him.
You and your husband just, I would suggest brainstorm with each other, kind of.
And he knows his mom best. He knows
Yeah.
what's going to work with her. And yeah.
So
Just continue being your awesome self. And I'm sure one day she will come around.
Yeah.
But right now I know it probably sucks really bad.
Yeah. All right. Number 3.
Do you want to read it? It's your question.
Sure. Can you hold this? I'll trade you.
Well, no, those are your notes.
Oh, I know, but can you hold it while I...
It's just number 3.
Yeah, I know, but I'll trade you back.
Okay.
After. Yeah, number 3. Oh, it's not even that long. I was looking at
no,
number 4.
It's, yeah. It's
okay.
a short one.
I thought it was going to be like super long.
No.
Okay. There's a girl that... Oh, sorry. Hold on. I can't read. There is a girl I like who doesn't feel the same way about me. So how can I move on, or like, what should I do? I was in this boat for 3 years, and it was like the worst 3 years of my entire life. Like, actually, it was hard for me. I'm gonna read off. I kind of wrote like a paragraph over here, so I'm just gonna read it. I was in this boat for 3 years. I tried so hard for this girl to like me. Like, I bought her gifts. I talked to her all the time. I complimented her, like everything. Like, I was in love with this girl, and I know she didn't like me back like that. I was her guy best friend, friend zoned. It got so bad that one day, so after she got her wisdom teeth taken out and everything, I went over there and I bought her like this basket with like foods that once she gets healed, like she can eat again. And her dad messaged me on Facebook after I left her house, because I was over there for like 2 or 3 hours or something like that.
I also think we answered this in the last one somewhat, because I kind of remember you telling the story, but I don't think it was like actually this question.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I just started thinking, I feel like we talked about this.
We probably have.
Yeah.
So when it was her dad messaged me on Facebook saying that he told me to keep trying, because he would rather her be with a guy like me, like a nice guy, rather than I had to rewrite this because he said something totally different. He would rather her be with me rather than her being with like an asshole, like a like a mean person. It was so emotionally draining. I tried changing myself for her. So what I would say is, don't change yourself for anybody. And you'll find somebody. I know it's hard. Just know that there's someone for you. Distance yourself if possible and meet new people. What really happened for me is I was just out of it. I was like, dude, what am I like? I kind of got to the point where I was like, I'm like miserable trying to keep this going. So I just had to like come to the conclusion saying, I got to stop. I got to stop pursuing. I have to stop trying. And it was hard, but eventually the right one comes around.
Yeah.
Then you marry that person. Yeah. So probably not the next person you meet, but but I got lucky.
Yeah, I would definitely, distance yourself. And I wouldn't just keep texting. Yeah, I wouldn't keep texting them every day or going out of your way to do special things for them.
Try to be spontaneous, do something new, find a new hobby, try to keep your mind off of this person. And eventually she'll just be part of the past.
It sounds like they're ready to move on.
Yeah.
They said, so how can I like move on? Or like, what should I do?
Yeah, that is true.
So at least they've kind of come to terms with like, okay, I think she doesn't like me anymore. So yeah, I would definitely just stop trying to do like special things for her. And you'll find somebody.
Yeah. Find a new hobby to do. Or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's like, I don't know. It was tough for me.
Yeah.
But you'll eventually get through it. Meet somebody new.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of life to live out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 4 is this guy has had this biggest crush on me for like 7 years. And I finally agreed to date him. And I don't like him. So I broke up with him. But he keeps trying again. What should I do?
Okay. We concluded that
we said your biggest sign is that you said finally
agreed, which is a big no-no.
Yeah,
right?
It should have been a want. But it sounds like you're doing the right thing by you tried it.
You tried it.
And you just don't like him. And that's okay. I mean, you can't force somebody to like you, and you can't force yourself. Yeah, to like somebody. So I would be straight up with him and say, I tried and it's not going to work out, but be nice about it, obviously.
Yeah.
But be honest so it doesn't waste either of their time or your time.
The last thing you want to do is kind of like not lead. I know you're not going to lead him on, but I don't know. Guys,
it sounds like you've been
emotions are
trying to like be like, guy, leave me alone, man, please.
if he's like really persistent, like I don't know, you just got to straight up tell him, and it's not going to be easy to do that, but it's going to have to be done. Like,
and hopefully, eventually, it'll be kind of like the guy above who had somebody who didn't feel the same way about them. Hopefully, they'll come to conclusion like, why am I trying to make someone who doesn't like me back?
Yeah.
When there's so many people out there. But I would just continue being nice, but not going out of your way to like text them, because that's the last thing you want to do is lead them on.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you at least tried.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely noteworthy. I would definitely be like, look, I tried. Like it's just not going to work. So.
Yeah, that one was.
It's not your fault on who you like. Okay, so the next question is, hey, I love you guys. We love you too. My problem is that every time my boyfriend, it's been 4 years, buys me a gift, I hate it. But I don't know how to tell him. It's like he doesn't even know me, and I don't want to be rude. Some examples are ugly purple earrings from Target, a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, I'm vegetarian, a sparkly pink nail polish with stars in it for 5-year-olds, the third book from the Harry Potter series, a pack of black ballpoint pens, a cheap Walmart curling iron. I already have curly hair. A $10 PS4 store gift card. Girl, what am I going to do with that? I don't have a PS4. And the list goes on. How do I confront him? Help. He's so sweet. And at least he remembers my birthday. But I'm like, does this B word... Oh, wait. It's like this B word is getting gifts from his toddler niece and nephews. So it sounds like he just kind of forgets last minute. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to grab whatever I can. He's not really putting a lot of effort into thinking about it. But like you said, it is sweet that he at least remembers. And he's like, oh, I should probably get her a gift.
He kind of sounds like me. He might have undiagnosed ADHD.
Oh my gosh, babe, chill.
I'm just kidding. No, but I have had a problem of getting bad gifts. And I think I still do have that problem, getting bad gifts.
No, you definitely are working on it.
I'm trying. It's hard though.
It's not necessarily that you had bad gifts. It was just like last minute where you were like, oh shoot, I got to get something. And then
Found
it was
something.
the day before Christmas.
Yeah, the ballpoint pens one.
That just sounds like he was like, oh my God, I didn't grab something. I'm going to grab this. My mom had just bought a pack of ballpoint pens. You know, that's kind of, or like the nail polish. I don't know. It shouldn't always be about the gifts, but I do understand not being like listened to, or it doesn't seem like he knows you, because it has been 4 years. I feel like he should know by now that you're a vegetarian and not to get you a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
So,
what?
Wait for the birthday gift though. That's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Madeline and I are pretty comfortable about like she'll tell me if she's like, why did you give me this? So there's been a time where Madeline was like, I want you every time that I give her a gift, I need to write out a letter on why I gave it to her and why I got it.
No, that's for the charm. The charm bracelet. I didn't want you to just use that as an excuse to be like, oh, here's a charm.
Easy gift.
Like, easy gift. I wanted him to put some thought into it. I'm very about thoughtful gifts. I just always have been. And so I requested that if he gets me a charm for my charm bracelet, it's on this wrist, to write down why he bought it. So like he bought me a cat one because I obviously love cats.
I didn't need to write a letter for that one.
Yeah, but still, I just wanted to know that you know that I love cats, and so you got it.
And just tell him, just be straight up honest with him. Be like, why? Like, or not. I'm trying to think. So next time he gives you a gift, say, why did you get me this gift?
In a nice way. That sounds like mean.
Why'd you get me this gift? Yeah,
so I talked with Steven. I was like, do you even like listen to things that I say? Which in a nice way I said it. I wasn't like, you're an idiot.
No, you said that.
Yeah. But like, I would say you need to start listening, because like what I do is I hear my mom say, oh, I really want this. Or I'll hear Erin say something, that's Steven's mom, say something like, oh, yeah, I've been really having my eye on this. Or I'll hear Steven say, oh, I want this, but I don't want to buy it right now. I was like, Steven, you need to start listening, because I'm sure I'll be in the store and be like, oh, this is really cute, but I don't want to buy it for myself.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing.
So maybe just tell him that and say, just write, like, literally open a notes thing in your phone that says gifts. And every time you audibly say, that's what she told me to do.
Yeah, I have a notes list of people's names. So for possible gifts for when their birthday does come around, or for when Christmas comes around, I'm like, oh, I can go back to that and be like, what did my mom say this year that she was wanting?
Scroll down in there and find it.
And make sure that she hadn't already got it for herself. But I told Steven, I was like, just start listening to, like, because I will say little things without even realizing that I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah.
And when he can be like, oh, she said she really liked those socks.
Like, I got stuff on hand that I know that you don't want to buy for yourself.
Yeah.
Makeup remover wipes.
Yeah.
Hate buying them. I know you do.
Yes, I do. I love.
So easy gift for Madeline is that's what you guys can send in the P.O. box.
Yeah, Neutrogena makeup wipes. Makeup remover wipes.
Imagine if you got like a year's supply.
Oh my gosh.
A lifetime supply.
Yeah. I'm going to reach out to Neutrogena and be
like, hey, look, please. I only use that.
I hate buying them for myself. Please just send them to me.
But yeah, what you should do, just kind of be nice and subtle with them and say like, hey, I kind of feel like you don't put too much thought.
Yeah, and like with the PS4 gift card, it sounds like he got that as a gift and was like, oh shoot, I don't have anything for her. What can I find in my room? And like just grabbed that.
I wonder how old you guys are.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And that's another thing. Like, I wouldn't, if you are young, I wouldn't expect them to buy a lot of stuff for you, because I mean,
money's limited when you're young.
Yeah. And even then, like, I mean, I like getting gifts, but at the same time, I'm not like, gifts, that's what I want.
Yeah.
It's just more of the thought behind it. Like one time I had an ex-boyfriend bring me for my birthday, like literally for my birthday, a room key from a hotel that he went to, and I freaking loved it because he knew that I collected room keys.
You guys
I don't know
need to
why.
see how many hotel room keys she has.
I don't collect them anymore, but back then I did. And I was like, oh my God, he actually, which I don't even think we were dating at the time. And I think that's also like a thing that I was like, dang, he actually listened to me on FaceTime when I said I collect those.
Yeah.
So like little things like that, obviously that cost him no money. He just went on a trip and was like, oh, I'm going to bring this back for her.
Yeah.
So like that, like little things, we were, I guess, in high school, and neither of us had a job. So
17-ish?
No, I think I was like
16. Yeah, that was young. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even think I was driving yet. So I might have been 15.
Yeah.
So like that little thing, that cost no money. And I was like, dang, it's the thought that counts. So you can maybe mention something like that. Like, I just feel like you don't really listen to what I like.
Yeah.
And
what's going to happen is he's probably going to get mad at you. Straight, like, if I'm being honest. He's probably going to get mad at you. He's like, yeah, I listen all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not true.
Yeah. But I do think age does kind of matter.
Yeah.
In that, because of, money is limited. And so you can't really expect these big extravagant gifts. And I don't even think you should really expect that in general. Like they can't obviously buy you an iPhone if you said that you wanted a new iPhone. But I don't know. Buying gifts is actually really hard for people, especially if you don't listen.
It's really hard for me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that one.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't have anything
I didn't have anything else. I just said communicate.
Yeah.
Online.
Okay. So this one's kind of confusing.
Well, do you want me to read this one? Give your voice a break?
I'm going to read this one because this is the confusing one. But I will definitely let you read the next one, because this is the guy number 1, guy number 2 situation.
Yeah. So what I did so this is number 6. What I did for number 7 is I started making like bullet points of like key things inside of the paragraph. So next time we do this, if you guys want more of these, I'm totally going to like do bullet points for every single one, because it's like hard for me to remember what the whole paragraph was.
We'll
about.
Definitely have to put this one up on the screen because it does get a little confusing.
Okay.
Okay. So So me and this one guy have had history, but he's very back and forth. So this is guy number 1. I kind of fell for him. Then he ended it and said he would contact me when he was more stable and knew what he wanted because I wanted a relationship. So I started to move on. Then 2 weeks ago, out of the blue, I thought you were telling me
No,
stuff.
I'm doing guy number 1 right here.
Okay. Then 2 weeks ago, out of the blue at 3:00, I got a call from him, and I've been going through some stuff, and I already kind of started falling for one of my close friends, and he confirmed his feelings a couple hours ago. So guy number 2, she started following. She started falling for guy number 2, and guy number 2 actually confessed his feelings for her. So he confirmed his feelings a couple hours ago before guy number 1 called me. So I thought it was hella weird, like God letting me choose what path. So on the same night, both guys were like, hey, yeah, I like you. So I've been kind of trying to figure that out. But the second guy wants me so bad and is really trying, but me and the first one have history, and I kind of messed up and had sex with him a couple days ago / lost my freaking virginity. And when I asked him if he wanted sex or more, he said it was more than sex, but he got mad that I asked that and said that he keeps trying. And me and him are still arguing back and forth because I want to be with him, but he doesn't know, and the feeling isn't 100% mutual. So what should I do? Should I go with the second guy and try to move on from the first guy?
Yeah. My opinion, drop the first guy.
I
said say bye to the first guy.
Yeah.
Get him out of there. It sounds like he
It's just toying with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He knows that you are kind of indecisive right now, and you are available.
And yeah, I think did she say like she wanted to date him right at the beginning?
Yes, at the beginning.
He's like, well, I don't know yet, so like let me come back.
Yeah, I'll contact you when he was more stable. And the moment that you started moving on, did he by chance know that? And then all of a sudden he's like, oh no, don't leave me. I want you to be mine.
And then kind of was thinking maybe I can trap her into taking her virginity. Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know.
That's kind of far-fetched. But I can see how some people might be like, well, I want to stay with this guy because he was my first. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. Don't do that just because you lost your virginity to like this one guy. It sounds like guy number 2 like likes you and is like really kind of like, look, I want to pursue this.
I think it would be nice to have a fresh start. Maybe you can hopefully hold off on having intimate relationships with this guy, the new one. I would just kind of try to forget about the first. I mean, it already happened. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. I wouldn't dwell on the past or have guilt or shame. And just try to learn from it because I mean, it might not work out with guy number 1. But I definitely think you should move on to guy number 2, see what happens, because you don't want to possibly down the future, say you did go back to guy number 1 and down the future, you're like, man, what would have happened if I went with guy number 2?
Yeah. So I said, but who do you have feelings for? Forget about the sex. If you didn't have sex with guy number 1, who would you choose? But who do you see yourself with in the future is the most important question.
Yeah.
Think about like, is this guy toying with me? I think that was like a great
and if
use of words right
if
there.
he came back to you at 3 a.m. or whatever, or out of the blue at 3:00, I don't know if that was in the morning, but if he did come back, but he's still not 100%, then why did he come back? I thought he was supposed to be more stable and knew what he wanted, but now all of a sudden he still doesn't know. Did he possibly know that you were having a conversation with guy number 2 and then he was like, oh my gosh?
Yeah.
Because I definitely had guys like that who I would finally move on, and the moment that they found out, they were right back texting me. And I was like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm finally like, peace out.
Forgetting
leave me alone.
You. Like,
yeah. So I would definitely try to figure out if that is what happened.
Suck for me. Like, let's say whenever I liked that girl and she didn't like me back. If I was like starting to move, that just reminded me in college, after like way after I was like, okay, forget her. I don't care about her. She texted me in like one of my like biology labs. She's like, hey, why do you ever stop talking to me? Like, I feel like we're not friends anymore. And I was like, I made it like so obvious that I like was in love with you. I straight up told her, I was like, I like liked you so much and I was just over it. Like I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. So, he was with me now, so.
Yeah. Back off. Get out of here.
Yeah. And I know that's hard too to like see that if you like Steven's a great guy, so I'm sure she does look at that and be like, dang, that could have been me. But like she lost her chance. Yeah. Sorry. But
a nice guy sometimes, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Sorry if you're listening to this, but I mean it's true. Yeah. I mean you had so much hurt from that situation.
Yeah.
So I would definitely try guy number 2 out, see what happens. If he is the one that you actually do think you like.
Yeah.
But it sounds like guy number 1 has no clue what he wants, and he might have found out through the grapevine that you were talking to somebody new and was like, shoot, I got to make sure she's under my finger still or wrapped around my finger.
I wish I could like visually see these guys like have like a board right here with their faces and like do like a tree, like one like do like what police do, like with the lines.
Yeah, see where guy number 1 called at 3:00. Guy number 2 just confessed his feelings at 2:50.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's number 7 is the next one.
Alrighty.
I hope that helped you kind of figure out what to possibly do.
Yeah. Hello guys, I've always admired your relationship. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think a lot of the things you do or how you treat each other is an example for many other people. I got myself into a relationship a month ago, and usually since the very first day when I've gotten into one before. Does that make sense? Hold on. Did I read that wrong? I got myself into a relationship a month ago, and usually since the very first day when I've gotten into one before.
Is that how where it ends?
Yeah. Well, no, that's not where it is.
Yeah, see the second part of the sentence and see if it makes sense.
I was able to locate certain things that would work for me in the long run.
You didn't finish the sentence. That makes sense.
I have a really hard time reading. Can I just like zoom this up?
Do you want me to read it?
Can I zoom it up?
No, I tried to.
Okay, I can't read.
Okay.
It's hard for me to read. I'm working on it. All
right. So
how did I graduate high school?
I have no clue.
I didn't have to ever like read a book or anything.
Babe. Just kidding. Okay. So it says, I got myself into a relationship a month ago, and usually since the very first day when I've gotten into one, I was able, I think the before didn't need to be there. Since I've gotten into one, I was able to locate certain things that wouldn't work for me in the long run. So she's saying that like she from day 1 could figure out like, oh, I don't like how he does that in this relationship.
Okay. I need this like written on a kindergarten level.
Yeah. So I knew that one day or another, everything was going to end for good. So now that I have this new relationship, I never saw anything too bad for me to want to leave in the future if we didn't make it work. But there's this specific thing that came up the other day. He doesn't seem to care to make little comments about people in movies. The things like, oh, she's so hot, I would probably have sex with her. He said this twice, 2 different days in different movies.
Only been dating for a month?
Yeah, okay. Which at the beginning, I didn't mind it much because it's just people on TV. But last night, he made a comment about a lady's nice butt at the gas station, and I got uncomfortable, and I don't know if it's something that I want to talk about with him. I don't want him to feel like he can't tell me stuff anymore. I definitely think there needs to be a conversation.
Yeah, 100%. Like
if you're uncomfortable,
person, if you're uncomfortable, have a conversation. Speak what you're thinking.
And if this is only a month into the relationship, I can't even imagine what kind of things that they'll say
in the future
once he is really comfortable around you.
Yeah. So yeah, for my points right here, I said you guys have been dating for 1 month and he's not respectful. Mm-hmm. It's not respectful at all, especially in the first month of dating. You've gone to movies and like, I will say, I joke about that sometime. I'm like, oh yeah, like Lady Gaga is so hot in that movie or whatever. obviously,
But you would
Madeline knows I'm
never-
joking.
yeah.
I'll never say I want to have sex with Lady. If Lady Gaga was in front of me right now, I'd have sex with her.
Yeah,
That's kind of what he's saying right there. He obviously doesn't know when to stop. He said the joke, not even a joke, I guess.
Yeah.
He said it twice already.
Twice about the movies and then
one
in person.
in person. That's weird. Obviously, he's looking at other girls in public. And I mean, I'm sorry, Madeline, but if there's if I'm walking down the street and there's somebody like with her ass hanging out, like, how am I not gonna look?
I look too.
Exactly. Yeah. So at least you understand that. Like,
yeah,
I kind of get it, but don't point it out. I'm like, oh, look at her fat ass. Like she's got a nice butt.
Yeah, and if you did, I could tell that you were joking.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like you can tell if he was joking or not.
Yeah.
And he might have not been. So I definitely don't think that he is respecting you.
Yeah.
But he also might think that you're kind of like me, where I can
like, oh, that's well, whatever.
I can kind of take a joke.
Yeah.
But I can obviously tell that he's kidding if he ever did say something like that. But it doesn't seem like he's making it to where you do know that it's a joke.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that it's only been 1 month and he's already saying that kind of stuff. Like
3 times already.
I feel like that's like in a year when you both know that you're solidified, you're each other's
Sounds
person.
like he's really comfortable when, I don't know, but every person's different. Like I did not open up to Madeline until like over like 7 months of like dating. I was still shy, super shy. Whenever we first started dating, and I could never imagine me saying something like that.
Yeah.
But I was also like 16, 17 at that age. I don't know how old you are. But it sounds like he doesn't respect you. But he might, but all we've heard is stuff like he's saying kind of weird stuff about like movies and like a person.
But I do think you need to have a conversation with him because it's just going to continue to get worse.
And if you have the conversation and he still does it, girl, bye. Later. If he's not going to respect you, toss him.
Yeah. And I know you said I don't want him to feel like he can't tell me stuff anymore. That's the kind of stuff that he needs to keep in his mind.
Yeah. Never. Like, don't speak.
Is he going to say, oh, I'm going to go cheat on you? Like, I don't know. Because it says I don't want him to feel like he can't tell me stuff anymore. I don't see how that would correlate with like him not being able to tell you stuff.
Yeah.
Because.
But you are new into the relationship. It's only a month.
Yeah. I do think you need to talk to him in a nice way and just feel like, hey, this is making me uncomfortable. I know you probably think I'm sure you're joking, but it's not funny to me.
I've said it before. We've said it before. We'll say it again. Communication is key in any relationship. If you want to have any sense of comfortability in your relationship, you have to communicate with one another. Like rule number 1 is always communicate. So talk to him about it. Be like, hey, I wouldn't just like bring this up out of the blue and be like, hey, I was thinking the other day, next, he's probably going to say it again. He said it 3 times in a month. So you're looking at an average of 3 times in 1 month. So we'll say it probably more in the next month. The more comfortable he gets around you, call him out next time.
I know it's going to be hard too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I wouldn't be able to. I would just kind of like let it.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah. I feel like I'm the type of person to let it get like really bad.
And then
I'm like, but I'm trying to work on that kind of thing. Like, just not even just our relationship, but friendships and just other relationships in general. I'm like trying to work on actually like calling people out.
Yeah.
For things that do make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
you also have to have respect for yourself. Like, and I think that's something that, I think if you have respect for yourself, you will call this guy out and be like, hey, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't know. Say something nice though about it. Don't just bring it up out of the blue, but definitely next time he brings it up or something, call his ass out.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we should probably just do 2 more. Okay. So the next one I have is, I'm about to sneeze. Hang on, okay.
Don't sneeze. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm yawning.
What the hell, Madeline?
It's actually really late, you guys, right now. It's 8:50 p.m. I think this is the latest.
You took like a 3-hour nap.
No, I didn't.
2
I took
hour.
an hour. No, because I didn't fall asleep yet. It was 5 o'clock. I wasn't asleep by 6. 6 o'clock is when I went to sleep, and you woke me up at 7.
Okay.
We had a long day today. Anyway, this is the latest we've ever filmed a podcast, so I'm ready for bed. Okay, next question. So my boyfriend is deciding where to go to college soon, and I really want to be supportive in that decision, but I feel like it would really take a toll on our relationship if he chose to go far away. Doing long distance would be super hard for me as we already can't see each other that much as it is. I feel like I wouldn't be able to mentally take it. It's just super draining being far away from your significant other. I don't know what to do because I don't want to force him on where he should go, and I want him to be happy, but I also feel sad that he would choose a future that would potentially exclude me from it. We did have plans to move together, but he has talked about going to a college further away a few times. He hasn't fully decided yet, but moving in together wouldn't be an option if he did go far away. I don't want to sound selfish, but I feel like long distance would be too hard. I don't know how to feel.
I mean,
your feelings are valid.
Yes.
I would be just as scared. I don't think I could do long distance. I've tried it in the past. It is not fun. But it was long distance from the beginning.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, like, say me and you going from as close as we are to long distance. It would be so hard.
She was out of town for 5 days, 6 days.
Yeah.
I was ready for you to be home on like day 2.
Yeah.
Like 1 day away from me, like max. I'm like, but I
so
can't
I
imagine.
completely understand how you feel, especially going. I feel like it's easier to start out as long distance because you know in the future, oh, we're going to be back together.
Yeah.
Or we're going to be together. And you kind of look forward to that. But then with a short distance going to long distance, you're like dreading that moment that they do move.
Yeah.
Because then it's just like a huge shock. But you also don't want to be that person that he later in the future is like, oh, what if I just would have gone to my dream school?
Yeah.
Or what if I did go to mine? And I can already tell you feel guilty and you said, I don't want to sound selfish, but I feel like long distance would be too hard. Like it sounds like you're already having that, like those doubts.
Yeah. And it sounds like you already know that it's his decision in the long run.
Mm-hmm. And I know that's so hard.
Yeah.
Like my heart breaks for you that y'all are even in this situation. And I'm sure several people are in this situation. But I definitely think it needs to be his decision.
Yeah.
And whatever he chooses, I mean, say he does choose to go far away and
it doesn't mean that he doesn't love you.
No.
So like it's just I don't know.
And if it is going to work out, it'll work
out for sure.
And say like you do go long distance and then you kind of like drift away from each other, but who knows? Y'all's paths might cross later. Or if he does go far away, you might find someone new while he's gone.
Yeah. And that's sad.
If you guys end up breaking up, I wouldn't just go actively looking for somebody else while you're together.
I wrote, you can try to make it work, but if it doesn't, you can always find a way back.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I mean, if y'all are meant to be, you're meant to
be.
And you'll find your way back to each other.
Yeah.
I know this is really hard, and I'm assuming you guys are young because he's deciding on where to go to college, but you have so much life ahead of you. And I just think you need to, be supportive and just kind of, I know it's going to be so hard. I know it's so hard. I personally would not want to be in that decision or that, decision. But I definitely think you don't want to be 5 years down the road and him be kind of resenting you because he'll be like, well, what if I did go to whatever school? How would my life be different?
Yeah.
Or would I have had a more enjoyable college experience or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's tough.
Yeah. I would think about the future and think about things that could come back. To like, being resentful or whatever.
Yeah. I can't imagine being in that situation.
And I'm sorry that you're having to go through that.
Yeah.
But I would definitely just let him choose. Yeah. Okay, so last question. Any advice on dealing with women who are interested in your husband, even though he's married? He's respectful of me and would never do anything, and I trust him, but he's not a confrontational person and has trouble being mean towards anyone, which sometimes is necessary for them to leave you alone.
I sound like your husband.
Oh, yeah.
Her husband.
You don't know how to.
Yeah, I it's so hard for me to be like, I can mean, like, what did I even say? I can't be mean to people in person. It's like impossible for me because I feel like, I don't know.
He's not confrontational at all.
No, I sound just like your husband.
Like, if Steven's burger is wrong, he won't tell him.
No, I'll just
I will be the one that's like, hey, he actually didn't ask for that. Because Steven doesn't want to, like, inconvenience anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because I know they already got stuff going on, too, but, like.
But I'm normally the one that's like, hey.
But I also can't compare myself not telling somebody about my burger being wrong. I can't compare myself to somebody else liking me, like in this situation.
I know, but I'm just using that as an example that you're like that type of person where you won't tell somebody.
If that were to happen to me, like in a workplace, I wouldn't be able to say anything. Be like, yeah, I'm married. Yeah, but.
Yeah, well, we haven't got to the workplace yet. It says it's at his workplace, so he can't necessarily just leave the situation. I'm tempted to go and tell this girl to leave him alone in a nice way, but I don't want to do anything not appropriate in his workplace. Any advice?
So, the last thing you want to do is go up there and embarrass him. And
in front of all his colleagues.
Yeah, and be like, oh, his wife or girlfriend came up here and like told her off or something. But
it sounds like it needs to be him.
It does.
Who just says like, can you please be respectful of me and my relationship?
Yeah, like if I were in that situation, I would want you to tell me to sack up and just straight up tell her or this person.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so I said if you trust him, which is a good thing that you do, I would let him handle it because she did say I trust him and he would never do anything. So I think that's great. I think that should be your solidification.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he has to see her every day, you don't want to make his workplace uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you don't want to go up there and, like you said, cause a scene, and then they have to see each other every single day, and all the colleagues have to see each other and be like, "Oh, that was kind of awkward."
Yeah. Because then there will always be that tension everywhere because like everybody knows the drama. I guess.
I would definitely just have him have to talk to her and be like, "Hey, I'm married. Can you please respect me in my relationship?"
Yeah.
So at least he was honest telling
you, yeah.
And didn't just like let it be a work. I've heard of workplace wives or workplace girlfriends where they like go to work and that's like their girlfriend for the shift or whatever.
Hours. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they go home to like their actual wife. So at least he actually did tell you about it. Which I think is good that he's not like hiding that and you didn't find out for yourself. But I think it has to be something that he handles, and I think he's doing the right thing by letting you know, like, hey, this is what's going on.
He has a pretty awesome husband. He's just like me, so.
Shut up. And you did say he's respectful and that you trust him, so that's perfect. I would keep having that trust in him, and I think he's just nervous and hates confrontation, and you know that. You know that's how he is, so I don't think he's intentionally doing it to hurt your feelings. I think it's just going to take a while for him to be like, okay, I need to say something.
Yeah.
Because that's awkward. Like, I don't even know. Like, how would I tell someone, like, hey, stop liking me. Yeah. Stop flirting with me, you freaking weirdo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. And I know this whole episode you're gonna be like, dude, they don't know anything. Because we keep on saying we don't know. But honestly, we don't know a lot because we were just given a paragraph.
Yeah. And I hope some of our advice you can kind of like pick and choose what you want. But we haven't been in a lot of these situations, and there are a lot of holes and loopholes and things like that.
Yeah, so maybe next time we just do stuff like, how do you, like the first question, like, how do you guys, because this was kind of hard. I'm not going to lie. My brain's like all over the place. Honestly, I zoned out for like the last 5 minutes and I was just listening to you talk.
You definitely need medicine for while we're doing the podcast.
Yeah. I might like I was actually thinking that like while I was zoning out, I was like, dude, I can't even like pay attention right now.
Babe.
It was like hard for me like to even. I thought I did. Wait, did you hear like a squeak? It sounded like Mia. I thought Mia was at the door meowing.
No, stop. I'm freaking out. You looked like you saw a ghost or something. That's why. Like,
I did.
Stop. I thought like something was behind me. Chill, bro. I'm literally scared now.
Look right there. Oh, there's spiders like all.
Stop. Okay, we're gonna go. I'm ready to go home and go to bed.
I think that's what it is too. Like I'm hungry and I'm tired and I just want to take a shower.
Yeah. I might take a bath. I don't know.
You want me to take a bubble bath with you?
Yeah.
So I bought Madeline bath bombs a long time ago and she still hasn't used them yet.
Babe, you know I'm sensitive to smells.
I'll use it.
I'm very sensitive to smells. And
I
those
like
are
the-
very scented.
Yeah.
Like bath bombs are supposed to be scented, but like those are really scented.
Yeah.
Like it's overwhelming.
So if you guys,
But thank you so much
You're
for thinking of me.
you're welcome.
I love you so much.
I love you. If you guys have, like, if you guys don't have insurance and you guys got ADHD medicine, I would love to know how much it costs because I really do feel like I might need it now. After this episode, it really solidified me. Because like I couldn't even read the laptop. I couldn't read a paragraph. That was hard.
Oh my gosh, babe. Nice.
I might need to go back to college.
You're gonna need to be on medicine first if you go back to college.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you were struggling. Was
Yeah.
that you might need medicine and maybe
I
you
didn't
could
drop
go
out of
back.
college because I made bad grades. I
No.
dropped out because I already know like I can do what I do without college.
Yeah,
But-
so he's a film major, or well, he was a film major, but like our job is literally all of this. And
I dropped out like a year and a half ago, and I got an email the other day saying, "Oh, you're part of honor society."
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I got that email all the time because they wanted me to join and they wanted me to pay like $100 or whatever.
That's so lame.
I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, leave me alone. I don't want to be a part of your
Literally.
club. Yeah, I don't even know what you got. You didn't even get a cord or anything. Like, it wasn't even worth it.
Yeah.
I think you were just part of a club and could say that you were part of it.
Yeah.
Well, I can say I got requested to be in it, so
Mhm.
I just didn't pay the $100.
Yeah. I
That's
will say I also
hilarious.
feel bad because like whenever you talk to me, sometimes I like at the end of it, I'm like, yeah, and I don't know what you're saying.
Well, you don't make it that obvious because sometimes I don't know that.
Good. Sometimes you've noticed before that I
Yeah.
have been like that.
Yeah.
Somebody please tell me how much it costs to get on ADHD. The only thing is like I've known people in the past that like get on ADHD medicine and they lose weight. I don't have any weight to lose.
Yeah, that has been your main concern about it.
Because
For
like
sure.
I want to weigh like 180 pounds. I'm like 30 pounds off of that, and I don't want to lose weight anymore.
Yeah.
Like this is the lowest I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just really scared. I'm scared.
Okay, well.
I might be like hallucinating right now. Is there like a gas?
Let's go.
Is there
baby.
like a gas in here
Babe,
that's
I
making
think
me
it's
loopy?
It's nighttime
loopy,
too.
I'm loopy.
We're
Okay.
normally in bed by now, watching
What time is it?
shows. 9.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I am like asleep right. Well, that's not true.
Yeah, we're in bed.
I'm in bed watching Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide right now.
Yeah, we're in
Actually,
Zoe 101.
all right. Thank you guys. Sorry that this was like not good at all.
I think it was. I liked it. I think you were just zoned out and didn't realize that it was okay.
I don't remember like half of the things that we
Yeah.
talked about.
I think we did repeat ourselves a lot, but it's whatever.
I
It's
think-
also late and like we're ready for bed.
so next
Sorry, guys.
next week doing this like at noon.
Yeah. Well, we
midday.
were going to, but we had some stuff that we had to do today. Again, it'll all make sense in the future.
Yeah.
But we had stuff to do, and then I needed to go to sleep. I love my naps, and so we had to go home and take a nap.
Yeah.
And so then we came here, and it was just late.
I want a smoothie from Smoothie King right now.
You want to drive to go get a
No.
smoothie?
They're probably closed.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't think we can make it. We already drove there like twice.
Oh yeah,
We've
I'm
driven
just
there, like, 4
curious to
times
see what time
this week.
Smoothie King closes at. But yeah, they're closed. They probably closed at 9.
Lame.
Yeah, they close at 9.
Okay. Well, I need to eat something.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take a shower. Maybe we could take a big bubble bath.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right. Well,
Later.
we love you
Just kidding.
guys.
Love you
Thank you so
guys.
much for watching. Hopefully our advice was somewhat okay. And we might do another
might
one of
do
these
another
in the
one
future.
once I'm medicated.
Stop, babe.
Okay. That was the last joke I'm making about
Yeah.
it. Forever.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. Love you guys so
Okay.
much. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching. Make sure to go send something like a little letter to our P.O. box. We would love to just hear from you guys from there.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to send us like $1 million, go ahead. You guys are more than welcome to. I will not. Yeah, I would not be sad. And then make sure to go check out our merch. One of the links down below. It'll take you up to our new merch store. It's basically just our motto, be kind.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later.
Later. All right. Always remember to be kind, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. That's the worst outro in the world.